Hey, and welcome in. This is Shawanna Kennedy. That's right. This is the You First show. And yes, I am your host. I'm super excited because to be able to have this conversation, it is things that is needed because this is your safe space, the safe place where we talk all things self-care, mental well-being, personal development, and empowerment. I'm excited because if anybody know me, y'all know I know all too well what it looks and feel like to not make yourself a priority being a mother of three, married for 25 plus years. Look at God. Look at God. Oh my God. I can't believe it. Woo! Somebody needs to clap right there. But I'm excited to be in this space and be able to have some amazing conversations with men and women from all across the globe that are willing to peel back layers and to share their stories, share what they've had to go through to come through to be who they are today and what it is that they're even becoming and the people that they get to inspire along the way. I know it was not so long ago, a few years back, where I was faced up in a hospital where I had to have a come to Jesus conversation and make some hard decisions because I was walking around, y'all, with a freaking blood clot, didn't know it. And I was on the verge of, I could have been out here, but thank you for the blood. Thank you for the blood. And it was outside of being a mom, being a wife, having responsibilities, being an entrepreneur. I had to make me a priority. We know how nurturers are and how all those things go. But in life, it was where I say, by choice or by force, we will have to put ourselves first. So I'm glad that we're in this You First space today, being able to talk to experts, psychologists, psychiatrists, to really get some real thought into what goes on in the workings and the minds of that. But today I am with an amazing, beautiful young lady. Y'all know her, y'all know her. Some of y'all know her. I need y'all to get to know her. She is Sparkle Bailey. This young lady, she is a speaker and entrepreneur. She's the host of the Deep Breath Conversation podcast. She is a woman who helps successful women embrace their soft power with feminine communication, self-worth, and healthy relationship dynamics. She's also known as the Femininity Fairy. So I'm excited. Welcome in. Won't y'all help me welcome in Miss Sparkle Bailey?
Thank you. Thank you, Shawanna. Hey, everybody.
I'm excited that you are here and you pause for the cause because I know like your mom and do all the things. So we're going to jump right in it. When you hear the words, you first, what is the first thing that comes to mind?
The first thing that came to mind was accountability. It's time to acknowledge self. It's time to acknowledge what you've avoided, what you have danced around. It's just time. It's time. And it doesn't have to be traumatic. It does need to happen. You need to put you first. All of us need to put ourselves first. That's just what it boils down to. So that's the first thing that came to me.
No,
Sure.
I love it. It's so true because so many people hear you first in it, but I believe it's self-preservation. You
Mm-hmm.
keep pouring in and you pouring from an empty place. And that really is not a cliche. People be like, oh, no, that's a real thing. It's a live thing. And it doesn't matter how many conversations that exist around it. I said I was already self first and before that. So it wasn't about me being locked in the house and then saying, okay, now it's time for me to look at myself. So I love that. Look at this. When you teach women about femininity, what do you believe women are denying themselves right now when you teach them about that?
Information, valuable information. It breaks my heart to know how many women are out here confidently lost. They're not aware of their own value just being born a girl. They're not even aware. And so they go through life struggling, they go through life fighting to, defend something they never had to defend, or they go through life just unaware of some authority that they were born with. And it breaks my heart. So I'm here to help. I'm here to do my part to make sure those who want to know are in the know. for sure.
Okay, so because of that, then I have to ask you just to give us a little bit of what may have happened along your way to where you're then saying, no, I am one of the torch carriers, I'm one of the advocates for this space. Do you care to share?
Yeah, for sure, for sure. I came up like, I'm an American young woman, right? I came up like most American young girls, and Lord have mercy, I just, just confidently lost. Sabrina Claudio has a song called Confidently Lost, and Lord have mercy, just I understand. I get the lyrics, Sabrina. I get it. I totally get it. Just having that confidence that you are on the right path, you're doing it the right way, everything's going to work out for you because you're doing everything the way that the world tells you to do it, but you don't understand that the way the world is teaching you is in the world's benefit. It's not in your benefit. So to have to rebel against society, oh, I signed up for my job at a young age. I'm going to rebel against society. And my mother was very, traditional, very by the book, if you will. So for me to
Mhm.
be the one to rebel, I was like labeled the problem because I was, eager to use my voice. I was eager to show up. I was eager to represent. I was eager to all the things, all these things. And it did not flow the way that I thought it would. I thought that, I would be viewed as a hero. I would be viewed as someone who went against the grain, someone who understands her value. She's different. No, 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 that's not what happened. Society looked at me and labeled me as a problem. And I thought that society's opinion of me was everything. I thought that because I wasn't conforming to, it wasn't naturally coming to me. Let me just flow how everyone else is flowing. Let me just go with the flow.
Mhm.
It
Mhm.
wasn't clicking for me that way, and because it wasn't clicking that way, I was viewed as a problem, and so I'm thinking that, there's something wrong with me. All these years, I'm thinking that there's a problem with me being the way that I am, asking the questions that I ask, showing up the way I show up, bringing my ideas to the mix. There's something wrong with me because I'm not like everybody else. No, ma'am.
Yeah, we
No,
we get
ma'am.
that, and I meet women all the time, on a regular who have mastered achievement, but has not given themselves permission to enjoy and experience like rest and softness, and
Mm,
even just receiving support, let
mm,
alone embracing and truly looking in the mirror and having that mirror moment of saying, you know what, you made me, and outside of you, who is, who's God, I call him my everything, but to
right,
whoever
right.
everyone else deems as their higher power, their higher source, is like really looking and saying, outside of him,
Yeah,
it is really us. We are the gift. And too often people forget that we are a gift. If you're living, breathing, that's the gift. That's the gift of life. And we forget about the gift and tending to that gift. That
yep,
gift often gets neglected. It often gets forgotten about. And that's why we have to make certain things practices. They have to become habits that they're just a part of our lifestyle. It's not where, I'm way beyond a mani petty, all of those things. Those things are nice, and that's just maintenance to me. Those things are
right.
maintenance, right? And I know for some people, it really is a lot just to be able to pause to do that. And I love when women take care of themselves in that way. But if certain things need to become a part of our lifestyle, so that way they're able to, if we were looking back in a mirror and thinking, right, I got some silver on the top of my hair right about now. And that comes with life experience, that's lived age, right?
Right.
And if I could talk to my younger self, in which I do all the time, to let her know that I am proud of her, and I'm so glad that I don't even know if I would use the word rebel, but that you chose something on the inside of you, even before you
Yes.
knew what it was. It was something
Yes.
on the inside of you saying, this cannot be it. There has to be more.
Yes.
Yeah, it has to be more. So some women have been in survival mode for so
Yes.
long that softness feels uncomfortable. How do they even begin to reconnect with that part of themselves? What would you say to someone about that?
That is that is a beautiful question. That is a healthy question, Shawana. I love this question. I look forward to answering this question repeatedly for all the women who need it. The answer is you've already done the work, baby. You've already done the work. You rebelling. in your mind saying, you know what, what's in front of me is not all there is. There's more than what's in front of me. And you allowing yourself to think in that way, that's the work. That's literally the work. You
Mm.
allowing yourself to say, it's okay for me to dream outside of my reality. It's okay for me to dream or to envision or to imagine or to create or to sustain outside of this that's in front of me. If you're in a chaotic situation, you've had to be in survival mode your entire life, whatever the thing is, you allowing yourself to see life outside of that, that's the work.
Mm-hmm. That, yeah, I love that because always having the opportunity, especially being privileged to have amazing conversations. I talk to people and always tell people sometimes strength becomes our identity because it was our necessity.
Yeah.
But what
Yeah.
happens is, seasons do change. Like right now, we're in a season change, and we have to know how to notice it, how to recognize it, and for whatever stage that we're in, be able to still get in sync and get in line with what is happening in our life right now. So I love your answer on that. What is one of the biggest misconceptions? Here we go. This is a good one. Woo! What is one of the biggest misconceptions about femininity?
Weakness is so annoying to me. I mean, I'm
Mm.
here for it, I guess. I'm here for the ignorance. As long as you want to learn. Excuse me, you guys. Please excuse me. As long as you want to learn, I guess I'm here for the ignorance. As long as you want to learn. If you don't want to learn and you're comfortable in your ignorance, I'm not here for that type of conversation. But the answer is yeah. A lot of women, they equate femininity to weakness. They equate femininity to neediness.
Mhm.
They equate femininity to just some sort of abandonment of self.
Mhm.
These concepts are so inaccurate and they're so harmful to the cause. I'm here for the movement of femininity becoming like a thing. Like this is a worldwide thing. Like we're just women are feminine now. Like we are in our soft space now. I just got off the phone with a friend and he was explaining how these women believe that we need y'all to be tough. Y'all really think we need y'all to be tough. You think we need y'all to put your credit cards on the table. You think we need y'all to show up in these ways. And that's not even what we need from you. And so many women believe that, my masculine features, my ability to make a lot of money, my ability to, get the highest rank
Mhm.
at the
Yeah.
at the, at the company, and my ability to show up in all these masculine ways. The women are the ones who have we've taught ourselves that this is what a woman does. This is what a woman can do. And this is how a woman shows up. This is what a real woman is. And in reality, when you go home alone and you are not protected and provided for because you don't even see value in being protected and provided for, you have the desire for it but you don't have the ability to attract it. And so because you don't have the ability to attract it, you go home lonely every night and you make all this money and you're paying for all of these things and you're doing all these, you're showing up in all these ways, but the way you want someone to show up for you, you don't know how to attract that. And so you come to me when you're humble, when you're like, hey, okay, I'm ready, Sparkle Bailey, I'm ready. But the ones who want the information, they want the outcome, but they're not willing to humble themselves, those are the ones that go home with fat bank accounts and lonely, hearts. Those are those women. And so those are the women who have labeled me as problematic. Those are the women who have labeled, the feminine movement, not the feminist movement, the feminine movement. See,
There is a difference.
feminist, there's a huge difference. The feminists are the ones, and listen, I'm not gonna name drop here because I'm just not trying to name drop, but I'm connected, okay? And I love my circle. One of my dearest mentor friends is a huge. It's crazy because now that we're talking about this, I'm thinking about it and I'm gonna say it out loud. I am in cahoots with the top feminists in this country. I'm in cahoots. They love them some Sparkle
Mm.
Baby, okay? I'm in
Love it.
cahoots. I'm in cahoots with the biggest names in femininity, in the world in femininity, okay? We all like Everybody loved them some Sparkle Bailey. I'm gonna just say that. I'm gonna bring everybody together one day. I'm gonna bring everybody together and we're gonna have this conversation because the feminists, they're moving in a direction that protects women and it looks out for the safety of women. And I respect that. I
Mhm.
understand they've experienced too many traumas that were unresolved in these women's lives, made these women as tough as they are.
Mhm.
So
Mhm.
they're tough for a reason. But then you also have on the other side, maybe not but, in addition to that, you also have these women who are fighting for your softness because your mothers and your grandmothers were violated. So they didn't
Yeah.
get a chance to show you softness. They didn't get a chance to introduce you to your softness because theirs was violated in some way. And so
Yeah.
everything was just about protection. Everything was just about providing for yourself, protecting yourself, and not trusting anybody. And it backfired. The lesson backfired. So the feminine leaders here in this country and around the world, they're doing everything they can without running themselves into the ground to teach women the value in their softness. So when women try to clown me and say, "Oh, I think you should work with her because I can't help you. I can't do this for you. I can't do that for you because you're a feminine, whatever." That just, I don't see any value in that. It's just, I sit back and I used to get offended. I used to get offended. But today I sit back and I rub my chin and I just, in some kind of way pray for her or wish her the best because I know
Mhm.
she's hurting on the inside. She's
You know
broken
what?
on the
I'm glad you
inside.
said that because when you just said that they're hurting on the inside, recalling certain times, it's where I've paused, and because of the self work that I've chosen to do for me, my spirit automatically say, "There's a need there.
Yeah.
There's a need there. There's a need there." When things like that show themselves, whether they just have a different face, but it's the same thing, and what it looks and feels like. Because I've learned that softness can actually require a tremendous amount of courage.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you are. Oh, oh, oh.
This is some big girl energy over here. You really have
Oh,
to be
oh,
on your
oh.
big girl. You really got to
Sparkle
be
Baby,
ready to
Sparkle
grow
Baby.
up.
I'm excited about this. I'm excited about this. I'm laughing on the inside. Y'all don't even know. For those who know, I'm over here. I'm hippopotamus happy. So if you don't understand that, that means it is big. It is huge. Yeah. How does self worth affect the way women communicate in relationships? Come on, let's keep going.
Self worth in relationships. If you don't know your worth, you don't need to be in a relationship because you're going to get played. You're going to get taken advantage of.
Hmm.
And that's
Hmm.
just you looking out for you. That's not me trying to keep you lonely. That's just me looking out for you. Okay, so some conversations need to be had with a therapist. Some conversations need to be had with a safe space,
Hmm.
sisterhood.
Hmm.
Some conversations, like if you and I are best friends, there's some things I need to bring to you, but then out of respect, there's some things I need to take to my therapist that I don't need to bring to you. There's some things that I need to bring to my man that I don't need to bring to my girl. Or my therapist. I need to bring this to my man.
Hmm.
There's just time and place for everything. So if you don't understand time and place, you're going to be in a relationship too quickly. You're going to be in a relationship because you're bored. You're going to be in a relationship because you're lonely. You're going to be in a relationship because you're just used to being in relationships. Maybe you saw your mother or your father always in a relationship. They were never single. You never saw them single. So you don't know how to be single. There's different facets for different people. So if you don't know your worth, if you don't know your value, if you don't know you, you have to do the mirror work. That's what working with me comes with. You have to do the mirror work. You have to deal with you because otherwise you're just going to be outside making decisions trying to keep up with societal norms, and that's not going to benefit you.
Y'all know we having a fit back here, up in here, up in here. Make sure you are showing some love to Miss Sparkle Bailey. She is killing it. If you're not following her, make sure you follow her right now because you don't want to miss this opportunity to stay connected. That's why it's called You First, because it's all things self-care, mental well-being. And you see that this young lady, she is a powerhouse and somebody that you need to know. And if you are a friend, we want to thank y'all for actually tuning in, for already don't do us a favor, share it. Sharing is caring. That's what all of this is about. And see, because I say it is a Shawannaism, because once you know your worth, you know your worth to the world.
Yes.
Yeah, you stop explaining your value and start honoring it. That's what you're saying to me.
Yes.
Yeah, once
Yes.
you know your worth to the world. We have to honor the space and being chosen when we came, what is it, a twinkling in your mama daddy's eye, when you came and fell from heaven and you decided to, link up with whoever God is saying was going to be the person to birth you into this particular world, right? It's I'm glad I'm a woman. Let me say that again. I am so honored
That part.
to be a female. And I'll say it, to be a black female. I
Mhm.
would choose it again. I would choose
Happy,
it again.
happy Juneteenth.
Hello, somebody. Yes, yes, yes. Can a woman be successfully ambitious and still operate in her femininity?
This is the question. This
Mm,
is the question. The
mm.
short answer is hell yes.
Yes.
Hell yes. Hell yes, she can. Absolutely she can. Does she want to is the more important question.
Mhm,
Does she
mhm,
want to
mhm.
be humble? Does she want to be arrogant? What does she see success equating to her? Like what does success look like to her? Does success look cocky? Does success look based on what she's seen in her life, right? What she's experienced in her childhood and her young adult years, her maybe intern years and things like that. What has she seen and absorbed as truth? That's what's most important. If she thinks that arrogance and always paying for something and, cockiness and, just everyone knowing I am at the top, I am number one. If that's the way she views success, she's going to have a hard time with understanding the value in femininity. She
Mhm.
has to have the desire to want to operate in her feminine. She has to have that desire within her. It doesn't matter if she gets it in her 50s, it doesn't matter if she gets it in her 20s, it doesn't matter. She has to have the desire. If she does not see value in being soft, so say for example, men go to strip clubs, right? Let's just jump out here.
Yeah,
Men go
yeah,
to strip clubs, right? Men go to strip clubs. Why do men go to strip clubs, Shawana?
It's for a number of reasons. And we're gonna keep this PG. They go for a lot of reasons. They go to see a person who it actually is hello, confident, beautiful. They're they know they're actually skilled. They go for entertainment. They go for pleasure. That's what I'm saying. It's a number of reasons why those fellas show up. And in this case, and in this season, some women go there too. Amen.
Right. So when men look for relaxation, peace of mind, they look for enjoyment, they look to be
Pleasure.
spoken, right. They look to be spoken to a certain type of way. They're looking for a certain type of experience. A certain type of softness. I'm glad you said that word. They're looking for a certain type of softness because in their day to day, they have to go get it. They have to go hustle. They have to go be the superhero for their families, for their businesses, all the things. And they want to go somewhere and just be vulnerable. And my thing is, whether it's a strip club, whether it's a close friend, whether it's whatever the case is, you could take a lady on a date. You meet someone, you want to take her on a date, whatever the case, whatever you decide to do, men have needs. This is not to say that women don't have needs. We're just not talking about a woman's needs in this conversation. We're talking about a man's needs. So men have needs. Let's acknowledge that. To the women who are interested in having a husband and maintaining a healthy relationship with your husband, you have to accept certain truths. Men have needs. And in those needs, nothing about those needs list being, disrespectful, ignoring his nature and pretending that his nature is something negative just because he enjoys viewing a woman's body, he enjoys and appreciates a woman's body. That doesn't make him a bad person. We're going to accept that, right? Because at some point you're going to be that girl. If you want that type of relationship, if you want a healthy relationship, you're going to be his dancer. You're going to be his his listening ear. You're going to be his chef or whatever the case. Maybe
Yeah.
maybe you're not going to play all those roles, but some women play all those roles. And then you have some women who don't play all those roles. They play certain roles, that they feel comfortable playing, and some women allow their partner to go and find satisfaction in those needs from other places. A lot of women don't allow that though. And so, to the women who don't allow that and they're not open to that, I respect you as well. But you have to be able to step up in that department yourself. So, if you're always the tough girl, if you always have this, I'm kicking it with the fellas mentality, I'm just used to shooting the breeze with the fellas and things like that. But you're not understanding in those spaces, love, because I was that girl too. I thought if I was rough around the edges, the guys wouldn't disrespect me. They would, but and still see me as a girl, as like a healthy uh,
Mm-hmm.
partner, prospect for a partner. Like I can be rough around the edges. I can be successful, and I can be, you know, f- considered as wife material as well, right? Girl, it don't work like that. Don't be dumb and confident. Like, let's not be slow and confident. Like, let's not do that. Let's be confident and be wise. You have to understand and embrace that you're a girl.
So, what does femininity communication actually look like?
So, feminine communication looks like effective communication. It looks like you go into a conversation with a goal. You have the idea for what it is that you desire. You also have the mindset that what I desire is good for others. It's not just good for me, it benefits others, because why would others pour into something that's not good for them as well? So I'm going into this knowing that I'm going to get what I desire, because what I desire is what's best for everybody.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So I'm going into a conversation knowing that I'm going to express my concern of something, or I'm going to express my opinion of something, or I'm going to share something, but I'm going to do it in a way that benefits everyone. I'm not going to do it in a way that's selfish and unhealthy and rude and dismissive, or I'm not going to just I'm not going to just communicate in a way that only works for me. I'm going to communicate because I'm operating in my feminine. I'm aware of nurturing the room. And so I know how to do that. And that just makes people love you. It's just the formula there that's available to all these women, right? And even men. There are men who are feminine, right? But there's a formula there that's available and it's waiting for you, and it's a guaranteed formula. And to the women who are not aware of that, who want the information, I'm happy to bless them. The women who are not, they don't see any value in softness, or they don't see any value in feminine communication and things of that nature, God bless them. I wish them the best. I don't have to, you know, we don't have to kick it, and that's okay. You're not a bad person. I'm not a bad person. It's just
Mm-hmm.
that we're in two different headspaces. And I prefer to be friends with women who they see value in their softness. We're not here to compete. We're not doing all of that. None of that masculine anything. We're here to get along. We're here to coexist together. We're here to build together. We're here to encourage one another, support one another. What's unhealthy about that, y'all? You were born with a vagina and you choose to embrace that you have a vagina. You gotta, you gotta you
Yeah.
got to accept the fact that you're going to have a menstrual cycle. You're going to have you have the ability to have a child, to carry life from one portal to the next portal. Girl, you are the one. Like, you have to embrace these things, because the men are sitting back, they're over here having conversations like, yeah, she's cool and everything, but she's not really doing it for me. She's not really what I like in a woman, which is softness. If you're so rough around the edges, and you're so ambitious, and you're so just gung ho, ready to just prove a man wrong. I'm so ready to show everybody how right I am. I'm so ready to be right all the time. I'm so ready to prove this. I'm so ready to dismiss someone else's dot dot dot. I'm so ready to just saying these things is draining my body. Just saying it, let alone acting in it. Now, for a man to sit back and watch beautiful women compete and compare, and to disrespect one another, or to belittle each other, or to just work against the cause. The cause is softness is literally the cause. But
Mm-hmm.
we're so detached from the cause because it's not popular to be gentle. It's not popular. It's popular to be snappy and sarcastic and to say disrespectful things that make people laugh and get a reaction out of people, that's what's popular. It's not popular to tell you, Shawanna, I'm proud of you. I think that what you're doing and what you're building is healthy and it's beautiful and it's going to thrive. It's going to continue to thrive. That's not popular. So it doesn't get the praise that, girl, you know you ain't doing nothing. You know this ain't going nowhere. Why tearing you down gets praise. But if I
Mm.
build you up, I'm looked at as weak or I'm looked at as, all these negative things when at the end of the day, if I reach out to your husband and I say, Mr. Kennedy, I think that what you've built here is of quality. I think that what you're doing is beneficial to the community in this way. I think that your legacy for years to come will be. If I speak to him, that now all of a sudden, because of the drama involved, oh, she's complimenting her Shawanna's husband. Oh my gosh,
Yeah.
now it's a conversation, but it's still not the right conversation. The conversation is, girl, don't let nobody hype your man up. You hype him up. Don't let nobody distract your man in that way.
Here's
You
the
hype
part.
your man up in that way. Hype
Here's
your
the
man
part.
up.
Get the pom poms, baby. Pull them out. I
Pull him
only
out.
myself. Pull them out. Shake them.
Pull him out. Because a lot of times what happens is in relationships is people end up stepping outside of their relationship because they take things, girl, we can talk about this for hours, literally. They take information to the wrong people. When you take information to the wrong people, then you don't get the need met that if you talk to your homegirl about something you need to talk about with your husband, then you're not going to get the need met that you need met. And so people go years without getting their needs met, and then they end up in places like strip clubs. Like, not everybody goes to strip clubs because they're having problems. Some people go because they just enjoy going. I'm
Yeah,
talking
it's
about the
entertainment.
ones.
It's a form of
I'm talking.
entertainment. Yeah.
Right, right. I'm talking about the ones that go because of problems at home. A lot of times in relationships, people will step outside of their relationship because they have begged, they have pleaded, or they were afraid to talk about what they actually needed with their partner. They did not have the verbiage to talk about it. So they go somewhere where nobody knows them, where their identity is not important. They're just a dollar sign. They're not, easily identifiable, and they're recognized as a dollar sign. And in those spaces, they allow themselves to be vulnerable. A lot of times, men allow themselves to be vulnerable in those spaces because what they need at home, they're not getting it. And they know that there's no way in hell they're going to get it because the partner that they have is not a good listener. Listen, that
Yeah.
all of that's avoidable. All of that is to do something aboutable.
Love it.
Okay, I'm here to help y'all. Let's do something about it.
I love it. And y'all already know. Y'all already know. If you're not following Miss Sparkle Bailey, you need to be doing that right now, right now, right now, ma'am, sir. This has been a robust conversation, young lady. You are truly full of the stuff that women need to, the conversations that need to be had, and it I can safely say a safe space, a safe space where they're able to exhale, where they're able to tap into the softer side of who the parts of them that need to even be discovered, or for the ones that they know that it's there and it's time for them to get back to that and to, what is it, lay aside the heavy weights, the things that have easily so beset some folk that they've gotten away from it. We know it's not, it could be by happenstance or circumstance, whatever the case may be. I say by choice or by force, you have got to do some things to get so you can really truly live a full, complete life. And that's the thing too. When people meet other people, they're coming in halfway, not necessarily half full. They're coming in halfway. They're saying, "Now I met my other half." No, we're supposed to be whole people, and a part of
Right.
that is from whatever stage that we're in, knowing who we are to the best of that. And of course, along the way, we continue to grow and evolve and expand, right? And enlarge. And so I love what has been shared in this conversation today. And I just got a couple more quick questions. Now, you have, it's when we think about women that's listening and maybe even feel exhausted because of all the things that you said, but she feels exhausted from always being all the things to everybody. What is in short, what would be a response to that? What would you say to that woman?
I started some years back. I started buying mirrors, like large mirrors, because I wanted to look at me more and I wanted to see my whole body in the mirror. So I'm right now I'm looking at two large mirrors that I have. And I would encourage my sisters to reach out to me to go ahead and just let's go ahead and start the process. Let's start the journey of you just looking at yourself more, because that's what this journey is all about. You're going to focus on you. I'm just ready to love on those who understand, like, I've been doing this all wrong. I've been doing
Mm-hmm.
this all wrong. I need to look in the mirror. I need to focus on myself. I'm ready to hug those sisters. Like, the hugs that they need, I'm here for that. Like, you're not the problem. My son would tell me this every single morning, and I appreciate him so much. You, Mama, you were never the problem. You were always the solution.
I love
And
that.
when
I love that.
when you understand that, your world is completely different. Sis, you were always the solution. You just need to look in the mirror and, remember. And my job is to help you remember. So when you reach out to me via sparklebailey.com or social media platforms at the Femininity Fairy, when you reach out to me, I'm going to help you remember. You were never, ever the problem, sis. You were always the solution. You just forgot. That's all.
I love it. I love it. I love it. I love it. You know what? This final thought I recall Daniel Bernstein saying, freedom means the opportunity to be what you never thought you would be. So
Mm.
I love the way that you get into the conversation, the way that you help those that needed to hear it, those that didn't even realize that they needed to hear it. And this was the space and the place and the opportunity for them to hear and feel your energy, hear your amazing voice, and all of those things. Y'all already know I said it again. I'll say it again. Make sure you are following her. You will find all of her information right in the show notes. So make sure you are following her. And hey, y'all know, y'all should already be following me. Give us a thumbs up, give us a like, give it a share. And as we get ready to get out of here, today we walk away and we talked about femininity. We talked about softness, talking about self worth, communication, and even a bit of relationships. But if I could leave you with this one thing, stop denying yourself the rest, the peace, the support, the joy, the permission to even, I'll say it again, even evolve. Because freedom isn't just about where you can go, freedom is also becoming who you never thought you could be, which is what Sparkle Bailey so eloquently talked about here today. And maybe this season of your life isn't asking you to become more. Maybe it's asking you to finally become who. The who in all of this is you. So remember, make the necessary adjustment, make your priority, and then what? Everybody wins. And because if they don't know you, they don't know you. I need you to make sure you know you. So until next time, do something today that your future self will thank you for. You know, I'm Shawanna Kennedy, your host of What? You First. Guys, thank y'all so much for joining us, for stopping in. I appreciate you, Sparkle. Don't you go nowhere. Let me get them out of here. This episode is brought to you by Kennedy Media and Entertainment, your premier video productions and digital visibility partner. Working with business owners just like you to be seen, heard, and paid by elevating your brand with high-impact video content, online visibility strategies, and expert social media management. Ready to stand out in your industry, on and off camera? Contact Kennedy Media today, and let's turn your message into a movement. Because visibility isn't optional, it's essential. Contact KennedyMediaLLC.com, KennedyMediaLLC.com, and let's boost your brand's visibility. It's time for you to be seen, heard, and known for your expertise. Contact us today.